Hey YouTubers, country girl back, been out a while, doing my own thing, loving this time of year and spending time with my grandfather, the fountain of knowledge. Got a lot of good insight from him last week, stayed with him, but I want to talk to you about something a little different right now. First of all, hope you enjoy the view here, driving back from eastern Kentucky and just trying to get a little scenery of these beautiful trees and everything as I drive through the Red River Gorge area. But here's what I wanted to bring to you. Of course, listening to the radio, and I was going through this area where the only thing I could pick up on talk radio is NPR. So hearing what the globalist media had to talk about this morning. Not just NPR, any of them are the globalist media, but that's the one I had to listen to today. So, came out with this report. Many of y'all may be aware of it already, but it was the first I'd heard about it. I've been a little disconnected here lately. A couple of congressmen are proposing legislation. First of all, it is Chuck Schumer and Mike Lee. Chuck Schumer from New York, Mike Lee from Utah. And to me, it's just a little globalism, New World Order. Wow, I don't know what these people are doing here. They are a mess. Sorry about that. Anyway, little globalism, New World Order legislation in your face here. Now, we know that the United States of America is a blended country. I mean, pretty much any of us know that somewhere down the line, some of our ancestors came here from another country, because that's what we are, the great melting pot. So I don't have a problem with people immigrating to the United States of America when they do it the correct way, when they follow the rules, play by the books, and learn our language. That's one of my pet peeves. But these congressmen have now proposed to pass this legislation to give visas, free residential visas, 3 years, free pass, live in the States. If you come over here from a foreign country and you got the wherewithal to throw down 500 grand in real estate, this is their answer to get our real estate going. Of course, that's their public plan. Privately, we know that it's just another one of their schemes that they're trying to melt us into one world, new world order. Here it is, New World Order legislation in your face. You come over here, you bring your family. If you can throw down 500 grand cash and buy as many properties as you want with that 500 grand cash, rent them out to Americans or rent them out to probably other people in your family that either were already here or come over illegally, not on your visa, because the visas will be for man and wife, or couple and children. Free pass, come into the States. Don't have to try to apply for citizenship. You just buy your way into the country with 500 grand. And what was so funny was the reporter who was telling the story. Her main country of main people she was talking about coming here was Chinese. Huh? Well, that's not even new, is it? What we've been talking about here on the alternative reality for the last couple of years. China buying up our land? Huh. Conspiracy theory, huh? Yeah. Now, Congress is going to give them free passes to come on over, buy up our land. So, instead of letting the housing market continue to do its own thing and prices to come back down, which, I mean, I understand that hurts a lot of people who already have mortgages. So many people have lost the value of their homes. But, you know, when are you going to face up to reality and realize that you know, if it wasn't all a plan and this was happening in reality, then the markets would continue to lower. More people would hopefully be able to start to buy properties, and more Americans would be able to own a home. But seeing how we live in a controlled environment, everything that we do, everything in our face, every day, the chemtrails in the sky up here ahead of me are just another vision of it. You know, everything in our daily life, the advertising that we have to listen to and filter through, the media, the news, the movies, the television shows, everything in our lives is a controlled environment. So, we're not living in reality anymore. I mean, those of us who are awake, we try to live to the best, the best of our ability in an awake world, but we can't live in an awake world when everybody else is asleep. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. I heard that a couple hours ago, and man, I mean, it's just, I was trying to listen for the 800 number. I was going to call in and give them my opinion on it, but I never did catch the number. They wouldn't have wanted to heard from a country girl like me anyway. They wouldn't have wanted my opinion on giving foreigners a free pass. Not having them to go through the proper chains. Wow. I mean, it's just, it's just topsy-turvy world. I mean, it just, everything, every day, you think nothing should surprise you anymore. You think that we've heard it all. And then, man, I mean, just every day something else comes along and you're just like, huh? I mean, where are we, Where are we? I mean, I feel like I'm Dorothy. I mean, I'm not in Kansas anymore, I mean, what the crap? I mean, everything is just completely upside down. Anyway, last week was a blessing to get to spend a whole week with my grandfather. My gosh, I mean, the man is just, he's 87 years old, and I mean, his mind is still just top notch. I mean, he is just right on it. I mean, he was telling me memories of his life all the way back to being in diapers practically. I mean, this man is just, I wish that everybody that I knew in my life would have a chance to meet my grandfather, and I'm sure that a lot of other people feel that way about their grandparents, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm partial, but I'm telling you that he's one of the greatest men that you would ever know if you ever got to meet him. He told me so many stories, and what's so funny about him is, I mean, he's totally a Luddite. I mean, he's totally against, computers, anything like that. I mean, I didn't spend very much time whatsoever on the computer because, I know how he feels about them, and I know that anytime I was on the computer, I was taking time away from being with him. So, but he just, I mean, he's never been on the internet. I mean, I told him about my YouTube channel and all that, and I was kind of wondering if he might want to see it, but I mean, he has no interest in it whatsoever. I mean, doesn't watch TV. I mean, every now and then he'll watch a little TV, watch a little UK basketball, but he can't stand any of this stuff. I mean, he says, I mean, in his opinion, all this technology is gonna be our downfall, and it's, you know, in one way or another, it's satanic. But this man is not missing a beat. I mean, anything that's going on right now that I would talk about, that I would figure that he would have no idea whatsoever about, because he doesn't watch alternative media, so he doesn't watch the real news. But I mean, I would bring up a subject and he knows it, you know. I mean, he just knows it. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. I'm sorry my camera's shaking, but a lot of bumps through here. Anyways, yeah, he's amazing. He knows it. I mean, it's like he's just I don't know. I mean, it's almost like he has like a gift of knowledge. You know, I mean, he's read the Bible so much, and you know, he just kept telling me, you know, when I was bringing up all these things, I mean, I showed him what chemtrails are, I pointed that out to him one day and all that, and I mean, you know, everything that I tried to tell him, you know, what I want to do, I want to fight the good fight and be against the globalists and be against elite criminal banksters who are running our world. You know, he says, you know, it's all prophesied, it's all in scripture, and what's gonna happen is gonna happen. I mean, that's how he feels about it. I mean, he's very concrete about it. He knows. He just says that it's prophecy. It is written, and what's gonna take place is gonna take place. But when I share with him my opinion, that I'm not just going to lay down for him, I mean, he completely feels that way too, and he completely understands where I'm coming from. I mean, you know, he's one of the warriors who will fight the good fight. I mean, love his heart. He's 87, so, you know, he don't have a whole lot of fight left in him, but if he ever were confronted with trying to be taken to a alternative location, or trying to have a chip inserted or anything like that, I mean, he would die fighting it. So it's just a really, really cool man. I'm sorry I'm rambling on. I know a lot of y'all probably don't really care to hear a whole lot about my grandfather, but I don't know, he's so amazing that sometimes after I get around him for a while, I can't quit talking about him, because he's just so cool. I'm going to share with you one more story, something that he told me about that I'd never really heard about, and maybe y'all have, but I hadn't. But this was something that he told me that happened in the when they were coming out of the Depression. You know, he was born in 24, so he was in his 20s when World War II was going on and everything. And he said that Roosevelt, you know, everybody was trying to figure out how to get jobs going, get commerce started back up, get people getting money and all that. And Roosevelt ordered men to take 1 billion, not a million, 1 billion head of cattle. I think he said cattle, sheep, and goats. They loaded them on boats, on ships, and they took them out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and they threw them, pushed them, shot them, knocked them off the ships, destroyed a billion head of livestock, so that there would be, you know, people would have more of a chance to start raising farm animals and start, getting commerce going by people who had the animals, who he didn't take them away from. Well, actually, I mean, he bought them from the people as a ruse that, he was buying them for government. They were going to use these cattle for, government programs, food assistance and all that. He did this as a ruse for that, but then he just took them and drowned them at sea, threw them off the ships and drowned them at sea, so that it would give more of an opportunity. And that's something I need to look in. I need to look into that and do a little research on it and see. But he said that at the time, of course, he didn't have a television. He had a radio, and his they used to get this newspaper called The Grit. They used to get it once a month, but they had a radio, and it was talked about. It was known, through the public. They talked about it. People knew that it was happening. That they destroyed all this life on purpose. And when the word got around through the media of the time that this was happening, and a lot of people got really up in arms about it, then they hushed it, and it just went away. And he said, as far as he knows, it's not something they teach in history class. So I'm going to look into that a little bit more and see what I can find out about that. And if anybody's heard anything about it, let me know. But anyways, that's just so bizarre, and so that's just one of his stories of telling me that, he's known for a long time that there's a big plan and that it's all prophesized. The globalist, Illuminati, secret society, Vatican, criminal Luciferians. It's just basically more proof that, if nothing else, they're using the Bible as the roadmap. But anyways, I've rambled on long enough, and I'm getting back to flat country now. Gonna let y'all go. Till next time. Love each and every one of you. Keep your ears to the ground, your eyes to the sky. It's Country Girl, I'm out.